Actually, let me. Okay, so want to welcome everybody to our show today. I have with me Billy from Blue Bubbles in St. Maarten. Did I get the pronunciation right?
Bobby from Blue Bubbles.
Bobby, I'm sorry, Bobby. I wasn't
That's
looking at the
okay,
email,
kid.
I was looking at the screen. So, Bobby from Blue Bubbles. And it is St. Maarten. Okay,
Yes.
and um, so we're going to talk about what it's like for someone that visits your port. When somebody comes to St. Maarten on a cruise, or when somebody comes to St. Maarten just on a visit, let's talk about some of the things that are there to see and do, and that make St. Maarten an interesting and quite probably an amazing place to come.
Oh
So
my
why don't you
gosh, there's so much.
Okay, so let's start with why don't you tell me a little bit about you and your background and what you do?
Okay, well, I've been in business for 20 years, over 20 years. We hurricane so much, so things change back and forth sometime after hurricane. So I've started out doing water sports and mostly in the water sport business. But after Irma, the last hurricane, I started doing jeeps and ATV tours because most of our catamaran get damaged in the hurricane. So I had to change because the boats were all damaged, find a way to survive. Honestly, I didn't even know that I would still be on this island because it was so bad. You know, my kids and my family already left to go to other into the US to live, and then so they're back. But I thought I would have to pack up and go and try to make a living somewhere else. But I'm very happy to be back in business and everything.
Okay, well, very good. So tell me a little bit about the island of St. Maarten and
Well,
then we'll start with what there is to see and do there.
okay, well, first, St. Maarten is divided into two sections. We have the Dutch side. I'm Dutch, I'm on the Dutch side. But there's also the French side. The French side is more kind of a European setting with really nice beaches. That's what people go on the French side. And they have the popular Orient Bay, nude beach. A lot of people like to see people naked. So that's one of the highlights on the French side. At Orient Bay, there's a lot of nude beach, but Orient Bay is more accessible and easy to get to. So a lot of people like to visit the nude beach. It's clothing optional for the French side. But on the Dutch side, shopping is really good in Philipsburg. We're located right in Philipsburg. Just as soon as you get off the ship, we're just 5 minutes away into the Dutch capital. But there's also Maho and the French capital. It's really nice to see. So for those people that are coming into the island by cruise ship, is you want to take a tour of the island. You want to see what the island is like. You want to go both French side and Dutch side because there's so much to see. So you'll get a good scan of the island, a good loop. You would want to go back at places. So you want to go and visit the whole island. Take a drive around, see what the island is like. Try to scan and get information like places to go back if you ever come back, maybe to stay or even visit with cruise ship. You'll get an idea what you would want to do or spend your day, what you would want to do more like mostly with your day when you come.
Okay, so let's start with that. Let's say that I'm a new visitor and I get off of a cruise ship, and so you suggested that we do an island tour. So, what are some of the things that I would want to see on my island tour?
You want to visit the French capital. You want to visit um, some of the nice beaches, like I mentioned, Orient Bay. It's a beautiful beach, very long, very nice, and spacious with a lot of water sports. And then you go to Marigot, the capital of the French side. There's also Grand Casse. Grand Casse is known for all of the nice different French cuisine dishes with open air market that sells all kind of seafood, barbecue. Everything is open and you can choose what you want in Grand Casse. So that's what Grand Casse is known for. Then you go to Maho. You know, Maho is really nice, and it's the most popular spot on the island because of the airplane, the runway with the airport is very short and dangerous. They say it's top 10 dangerous airport in the world. So most people, it's the most popular spot on the island. Most people would want to see that. That's something they want to do. They don't come to St. Maarten and don't go and see the airport beach. You know, that's one of the highlights that everyone would want to go. It's number one place to go to when you're on the island.
Okay, so
So yeah,
is the airport beach the one where I see people getting blown around by the planes taking off and landing?
yes, 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 yes. That's the airport beach. Oh, Maho Beach,
Okay,
better known as Maho Beach.
so we've done a tour around the French side. We've gone to Maho. What's next?
Then you come and then you go to there's a lookout point where you call Arl Jack, where you can see the French side and some of the neighboring islands around. We would stop there and give you a good view of the island where you get to see like 360 around. Then you go to Phillipsburg, and that's where we're located. Why I keep Phillipsburg as the last spot? Because they have more amenities there, like open restrooms. You can get restroom, public restroom, fresh water, rents if you want to go to the beach, and it's simply the best beach on the island. Great Bay Beach is the best. So you have shopping at Great Bay Beach. You have restroom. You have freshwater rents and a whole lot of restaurant and the beautiful boardwalk that you're gonna be really in love with.
Okay.
And shopping and everything, water sports and everything is in one area.
Okay. So that sounds good. So let's say that I'm still a first time visitor, but I want to get in the water and I want to do water stuff. So you'd say then Phillipsburg in that area is a good choice?
Yes. If you want to do jet skis, Phillipsburg is good. If you want to do like parasailing, Orient Bay, and also jet ski at Orient Bay too on the French side. But Phillipsburg is very close and accessible. Like you would leave your cruise ship, you can go back and forth. Most people, what they would do is take the water taxi because it's just $7 for the water taxi, and it allow you to go back and forth all day. So you can just go back and forth, you shop, then you go back to your ship and come back and do water sports back and forth. Very easy and accessible to get back and forth to the ship. So it's an all-day band. They'll give you a wristband, and you can go back and forth to the cruise ship at all times.
Okay, so that sounds like very convenient. So now let's say that if I'm there and I want to do some snorkeling, is there snorkeling and things like that good there, or do I want to go over to the French side? What's my choice there?
Okay, if you're here, that's what we do, snorkeling. So if you want to snorkel, guys, come to St. Maarten while you're here, and you come to Blue Bubbles. And we have a 2-hour snorkel trip. That time is always on your side because it's just 2 hours. Take you to the shipwreck. And we snorkel for you. Get a good hour and a half snorkeling. You would have enough. Feed the fish. There's a shallow wreck, sunken helicopter, boat wrecks, and the fishes come and eat out your hands. Beautiful. Really nice. It's just 2 hours, and we get you to the shipwreck and back within the 2 hours with speedboat.
Okay, so that sounds really interesting. And that would be something that I would like. So let's talk about somebody now. Now I'm back for the second time or the third time, and I've done the island tour, and maybe I've done a little bit of water sports. Is there something that people miss that I should get now when I've come back?
Absolutely. Well, the new thing in St. Maarten is getting around an ATV. Try ATV. Take a quad and you tour the island, because what the ATV does, it takes you to places that you would never go if you're just driving on a car or doing a tour, because you get a little bit of off-road and you get a little bit on-road. So you get 2 in 1, and you get to see the island in places that the cars and, don't get to go. So it's really nice. I mean, it's been very excited for people that, like you say, have been here before and they want to do something new. So most people are trying the ATV and the Jeep Safari. The Jeep Safari also is really good because it takes you up in all the hills. And so you either do the ATV or the Jeep. It's a nice way to explore the island on your second visit. And I promise you, if you come with Blue Bubbles, we'll take you to a place that you haven't been before.
Okay. And so now, one of the things that I always ask about, because it's my wife travels with a wheelchair, and I have a Facebook group that's for people that travel with physical challenges and sometimes even emotional challenges. We have people that with autism and a variety of different challenges. So, are there things that are accessible and easy to do for people that might not fit into the healthy, normal person category?
Yes, yes. I would highly recommend either a Jeep tour because I've done this with people that with tours on the island. What they would do is just do a Jeep buyout, so they have the Jeep for themselves or with a driver, and they would able to have the wheelchair at the back of the Jeep. You know, Jeep Wrangler have the space that you could put the wheelchair at the back, and then it's very easy and accommodating. And then you have the Jeep to yourself. So I would advise to either if you're with family, you do a buyout with four or so in a Jeep for yourself and you tour the island. Even if you want to snorkel, we take people accessible snorkel trips already. Um, you can do maybe a shore snorkeling because we've done that before. We take you shore snorkeling. We have the equipment to get you on and off out on the beach into the water, very comfortable. Also, if you want to do an island tour, there's a lot of different companies on the island that do just a regular island tour by bus with a group of people, maybe a family traveling with somebody that are not so mobile or accessible. So we also have that from the port, like from the cruise ship, you would have a little trolley that bring you all the way up to the shuttle, and then they would take you. So it's very accessible with
Okay.
wheelchair. It wouldn't be a problem for sure.
All right. Sounds like it. So for people that let's say they're older, and I'm older too, but I still not older up here yet. I don't think I'm old, so I do silly things.
You're not old. Don't tell me that you're old.
But so let's say somebody's not physically capable of snorkeling. Are there things in the capitals to see and do that would be of interest that they could get to easily? So somebody's in a wheelchair. Are there museums, or I know you mentioned the open air market in on the French side, but what are some of the other things that somebody might be able to do in a wheelchair that would make the trip enjoyable?
Well, just visit Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg alone, you would spend a lot of time just going to different shopping. Also, maybe you can just go to the beach, grab a chair, an umbrella, and just look at the view. Look out to the sea where you can see the cruise ship. It's right in the far off, right there. You're very comfortable with no rush. And there's museum, of course. There's art gallery in town in Phillipsburg. Really nice art gallery. Try sampling. There's different restaurant that you could go and sample their menu. There's a whole lot to do. We'll take your time up for sure. In
Okay, and
Phillipsburg,
how?
both French and Dutch side.
Okay, and so for if somebody's downtown in a wheelchair, are the sidewalks and stuff fairly easy to get to maneuver, or are they?
Very easy. Very. We have a boardwalk. You call the boardwalk, and you can go around on the boardwalk to Front Street in circles and very comfortable. They have sidewalk that you'll be on, and it's very easy to get to and from the road. Very easy, accommodating with the sidewalk with a wheelchair for sure. Boardwalk is no but it's just a few bicycles go up and down. It's just people walking. Very comfortable and smooth boardwalk we have
Okay, all
in
right.
Phillipsburg.
Okay, that's in Phillipsburg. Okay, so that sounds like things that a lot of people might enjoy. I know my wife likes poking around in the shops. She said going shopping with me is like going hunting with the game warden. Or going fishing with the
You
with
know
the fish
what?
and game guy.
You know what? St. Maarten is known for jewelry.
Oh, I'm not letting her come then.
Oh my God! Look, diamond shops. Listen, it's like 70% jewelry shop on Front Street. You know that, right? We have Front and Back Street. Those are the two main street. The shop, So it's all jewelry and name brand clothing. So
Yep, she can't
she'll
come.
spend a lot of time doing that.
I'll leave her on the ship. I tell her it's not a good place for her.
You got to
Uh,
bring her. You got to bring her.
yeah,
You got
but
to bring her, man.
we just came back. We were in Georgetown in Grand Cayman. No, about a week ago, like Wednesday, I think, last week. And
Awesome.
it was a lot of fun walking around town there. It was very accessible, easy to get around, and again, very nice water and some things to do. And I fed some fish. They had a little spot where they had a restaurant there, and people could go snorkeling. And there were some huge tarpon that were all hanging out by the steps. So I asked them, and they said, "Yeah, people feed them." So I bought a little thing of food, and it was pretty fun watching those tarpon come up and hit the food that I was throwing out for them. And they were not
Yeah.
small; they were good sized fish.
Yeah. Yeah. We have them right to the cruise dock too. As soon as you get off on the cruise dock by the water taxi, they're huge. They're the size of me.
Yeah,
And they eat the leftover from the guys them that work there. So they just throw anything on the water and they would jump up and eat them, like the bread or the bones from they just eat everything once it's food. A lot of them.
Yeah, so there was a guy with was snorkeling, and he had his GoPro in the water. So I was throwing some of the bait over by him, so that I'm sure he got a lot of really good footage of the tarpon feeding right there, like I said, right almost in his face. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It sounds like St. Maarten is a place that really there's something for everybody. What about children? Let me ask that question, because we didn't talk about people that have, let's say, children in the 5 to 15 age group. Are there things that work well for them?
Oh yes, absolutely. What the fun part with me doing tours with the kids, the most exciting part for even adults too is feeding the iguanas. We have like an iguana farm that's like the surprise for the kids, especially. We take them with the kids, actually go and they can actually feed the iguana. I always walk with, like, they have a bush you call ninitri, and we'll just pick some bush and give them, and it's like sugar to the iguana. So what they would do is like attack. I mean, they're just coming for the food all the time. So the kids like that because they actually eat out of your hands. And I'm talking a lot of iguanas. Like, they could have 300-400 at one time, and they're coming all on you. But they're not dangerous, they just come for the food. So they'll be walking, coming right up on your feet, them out of your hands. So that's really cool for the kids. Also, fishing. We have zip line. For the kids, they love zip line. They have the slide. We have the highest steepest zip line in the world. And also they have the slide and the chair lift. There's a lot of exciting things for the kids. Water sports galore. There's a lot of water sports activities, banana boat. For the kids, they wouldn't be disappointed, for sure. For sure. There's tons of water sports activities for the kids.
So, it sounds from our discussion like there's really something for the entire family and for those that are mobile and those that have challenges. It sounds like a pretty versatile
Absolutely,
sport.
yes. Yes, for the kids, you have sometimes, like I said, we also have some wildlife now, because since the hurricane, the monkeys, they get away and they go to the bush. Now they multiply. They went and do their monkey business, and now there's so much monkeys around, running around. They're not native to the island because the hurricane and the zoo get damaged. They went in the bush, and now they're like 500 running around. So you could be driving and see monkeys in the wild now. Make it excited for the kids. When you come, you see them around. So we have some little bit wildlife. So it's kind of cool because people don't expect to see so much stuff, But now there's a lot of monkeys. We don't know what's gonna happen, but they're multiplying a lot.
Okay, so
within 3 years.
Wow, that's amazing. It's kind of interesting because when I went to the Honduras, I went to a place that had sloths and monkeys, and we enjoyed it. We got in the cage and the monkeys were crawling on you, and you've eaten out of your hand, and then the sloths. I never thought a sloth would be cute and cuddly, but the babies in particular are cute and cuddly. They'll hold on to you, and cuddle up against you. And, so
yeah. They're a little shy. They're not coming so close to you, but you'll see them in the bush. They would be like 20 feet away from you, but they're not coming so close, but they are around. You see them. I know places that we could drive every day and find them.
Oh,
So they're around, but there's a lot of them now. It's excited for the guests that don't expect to see so much wildlife, with
right.
iguanas, and we have some board watching for people that want to do that too. There's board watching and everything. There's tons of stuff to do in St. Maarten. It might be 37 square mile only, but I promise you, when you come to St. Maarten, you'll want to come back.
Okay. Well, and I find that true. I love to travel, and I had a great time. This time we did some rafting in Jamaica, and like I said, we did the toured Georgetown, and then we went to a private beach. And in every one of those places, I didn't do everything I wanted to there because you just don't have enough time. So
Yeah, that's
I could see very easily wanting to come back.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only downside when you're coming in on cruise ship. That's why I'm telling you that St. Maarten get a lot of repeat customer based on the fact that every time when I'm with the tourists, they're like, man, one day is not enough, man. There's so much to do and see. So they always feel like they have to come back for a week to really enjoy and experience all of the different activities and things there is. So so in one day, you really you just get a full scope of the island to see what it's like, but you want to come back for sure.
Okay. And one more question, because I find this a lot of times with people on cruises. There's a lot of people that like all-inclusive beaches. So are there some beaches where somebody can go and get their food and their drink and everything all bundled up in one package, or is it?
Absolutely, yes. Right in Phillipsburg, most of the beaches, but especially in Phillipsburg, there's a lot of that, a lot of all-inclusive. Like you'll get chairs, umbrella, and if you know St. Maarten, you'll know that like alcohol and drinks is very inexpensive. So you'll get chairs, umbrella, and drinks and everything included, or with food or without food. So you'll get the chairs, umbrella, and drinks with the chairs and umbrella as a package, or you'll get the chairs, umbrella, and lunch and everything included at a really good affordable price.
Okay, yeah. So that sounds very interesting as well. I am going to have to make arrangements to come to St. Maarten and visit with you, Bobbi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Make sure you come. Come right in town, especially if you're coming in a cruise ship. Just let me know. It's like I say, 5 minutes away from the cruise ship. Phillipsburg it's basically walking distance. You can be in Phillipsburg in 10 minutes from your cruise ship. Walking. That's how close it is.
Okay.
And then there's the
So-
beach. There's shopping. There is water sports. Everything right in the capital.
all right. Yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing, Bobbi. Listen, you have been a great guest. I appreciate you being on. If you'll hold on for just a second, we'll talk after I finish up the broadcast. I do want to thank everybody that's on both. I see people both on YouTube and on Facebook. So I appreciate you being here very much. If you enjoy these kinds of port discussions, do me a favor, put something in the comments so I know that you're enjoying it. Hit the like and the subscribe buttons. And we'll see you guys next week on Monday Night Live.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out, giving me the opportunity to talk to you and be live. And I'm welcoming every guest that want to come to our beautiful island. You're not going to be disappointed. We have two sides of the island, French and Dutch, and we'll take care of you.
Okay. Well, like I said, hold on here, Bobbi. I'm going to shut